What are you looking for from today's testimony?
Well, it'd be great to get some good questions and hopefully useful answers. Unfortunately, it was pretty mixed when it came to the U.S. Congress questioning. Some good questions, some pointed ones, some things that weren't just about grandstanding or otherwise. Unfortunately, we think that the best questioning and the best work that certainly I've seen has come out of the U.K. A Parliamentary Committee on Fake News, and it's really unfortunate, I think, for everyone concerned that Zuckerberg has declined to attend there. So it's hard to tell if it'll be as high quality as the kind of work that we think would come out of the UK, but one might hope it's better quality than what's come out of the US.
That could be a
Congress.
reason for why he's not going to the UK anytime soon, Brian. In terms of Europe, the regulatory regime, Europe's general data protection regulation is being enacted. I just wonder if that was enacted last year, Brian, what it would mean for Facebook, whether they could have had a massive fine levelled against them. How's this regulation going to work from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously there's greater risks of fines, and the mechanics of how this law will actually be implemented remain to be seen. I mean, and we're days away, and I keep hearing mixed perspectives from people who are closer to this than I am in terms of will the regulators look to go after Facebook right away? Will they look to find small fry to sort of establish case law? And on the Facebook side, they're taking what looks to me like an incredibly aggressive stance by denying access to the service. If you don't agree to their terms, that reads to me as plainly in contravention to the law, which is supposed to prohibit that kind of bundled consent. So, it'll be interesting to see how the different sides act, and then, of course, you have 29 different regulators who are all going to have different interpretations of the law. So this is going to take some time to play out at minimum.
Brian, you've got a SAL rating on the company, and you're one of only two that's got a SAL rating on the company. How difficult is it and how painful is it to stay short this company at the moment, though? Because so far, this whole ordeal hasn't really mattered to the stock. We're up like 20% and more from the lows. We're still up about 25% over the last year. This just really hasn't mattered in a material way, in the way I think some people thought it would, Brian. So just walk me through why it hasn't mattered and tell me why your SAL case will eventually materialize for this stock.
Yeah, well, I mean, this hasn't been a core to why I've been negative on the stock. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fundamental call on what's the value of the future cash flow of a company that's facing, in the future, headwinds in the form of limits to market growth potential. It's as simple as that. And then all of these other things are incremental sources of risk. Fines are certainly potentially risky. The fact that marketers may be uncertain about what data they have that they can use, and that might cause them, and certainly we're hearing this, to be constrain their expansion of use of the platform. Those could be catalysts for why we end up seeing this limited growth that I expect will eventually occur. I'm not going to say it's going to happen this week, this month, this year, but when it becomes clearer and clearer as time progresses, how do you not account for that? So at the end of the day, it's a fundamental call, and I think you can say fundamentally, like when I have a price target on Google that's closer to where that stock is trading, and I have a lower price on Facebook relative to where that stock is trading, I mean, there's a clear pair trade. Relative value that I think I'd highlight is 138 the right number. I mean, I don't think any analyst's specific number is the right number, but to be clear, I think that the market is not even now accounting for the risks to growth that Facebook and everyone in digital advertising has.